Good evening or afternoon, depending on where you're at in the country. I am Molly. I'm the Executive Director here at the RAL National Association. In case you don't know me, probably many of you here do know who I am. I'm here with Fred Simmons and Fred Levenger. We're going to call them Fred Squared today because there's two Freds here, or the Freds. We do that as well. And they're here with Insperity. They're going to talk to you about teaching for differentiation between four business models today. They are a PEO company, and they'll explain that to us. They talk about things like workers' comp, HR, all sorts of things you need when you run a business. So if anyone has questions along the way, or if you have issues with your sound, you have something that you need technical questions with, you can type in the questions bar over on the right-hand side, and I'll try and help you as best I can. Questions are going to be answered towards the end. I will have one of the Freds, whoever is speaking at that time, prompt you guys to let me know or let you guys know when questions should be asked, because they will probably be ending, maybe 5 minutes before. They'll say, hey, if anybody has questions, go ahead and type them in now. So that'll give you guys some time to type in your questions, and then we can get them answered. But otherwise, we can get going. So Fred, go ahead and take it away, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. So hello, everybody. I'm Fred Levenger. I'm with the company Insperity, and we're very excited to be associated with the RAL National Association. And I'm very happy to be here today to talk to you about how you run your business. Quick background on myself. I was an entrepreneur also. I worked in startups with .coms. And my claim to fame was I sold a .com for over $100 million as part of a large purchase. So I respect every single one of you entrepreneurs out there. I've lived it, I've risked it, and I just want to thank you because you are the American dream. Today, what I wanted to share with you is different ways that you can run your business and the pros and cons of each. Now, we are a professional employers organization, and we do help with the people part of your business, but this is not a commercial for us. This is some material we thought that would be beneficial for you. And as we partner with your association, we thought it was more important to share things that are relevant for you and talk about us. So with that being said, I'm going to try to advance my slide. I don't know if it worked. I'm stuck on the first slide, Molly.
You go down to the bottom, there should be little arrows at the bottom of your screen that you can click towards the left-hand side.
I do not see it. Yeah.
What about your advanced or forward, like your arrows on your keyboard? They don't let you?
I'll try that. Nope.
Okay, exit out of your slideshow and just go to our preview mode real quick, and then try and come back to it and see if that helps.
All right. There we go. I don't know what happened, but Fred Simons, would you like to take this slide?
I would love to. Thank you, Fred Levenger. Thank you, Molly. Thanks, Fred. So yeah, it's always nice to know who you're doing business with. Insperity has been in the business of providing comprehensive HR services to small and medium-sized businesses for over 30 years. And from those humble beginnings in 1986, Insperity has grown to become a Fortune 500 company with annual revenues just north of $4 billion. Insperity holds several of the highest distinctions in the PEO industry, being ESAC accredited, as well as being IRS certified PEO. And we know that RALNA members are nationwide, as is Insperity, and we're currently in over 80 offices nationwide, covering all 50 states to take care of everybody. Our valued clients like us just a little bit, and they tend to stay with us for a long time. The average client stays with Insperity for about an average of 6.8 years, and we have a perennial satisfaction rate in the low 90% range. And finally, we know that when businesses succeed, schools and communities prosper.
Okay, well, thank you, Fred. Well, that's a little bit about us. As you can see, we're a large player in the space, but we still believe in the community. So like Fred said, our one mission is to help every business we can succeed, whether they're a client or not. Because we know that when people like you succeed, our schools are better, our streets are safer, the economy goes up, and everybody wins. So we are vested with you no matter what to try to help you in any way we can. Okay, so let's talk about the different ways that we can run a business. No matter who you are, no matter what business you have, in some way, shape, or form, you have liability. Now this, I'm going to draw a blue line there you see called the liability line. Now there's two ways that you can have liability. You have your own liability that I'm sure you're familiar with, and sometimes you can shift liability to vendors. Some like an attorney that's responsible for his decisions and his work for you. So under most liability and when you're running your own business, some of the things you have to worry about is administration, compliance, and cost negotiation and cost containment, because the name of the game is to keep your expenses low and keep your profits high. So under traditional employment, which I think a lot of you are doing right now, you maintain direction and control. That's what the DC is. However, if you're going to have healthcare benefits, you probably have to talk to a broker. If you're going to have workman's comp or EPLI policies, which protect you from sexual harassment, wrongful terminations, you're probably going to go to a broker for that policy. If you're going to run payroll, you're going to have to go somewhere to run your payroll and probably use their software or their people. And then, of course, if you have human resource issues or human capital issues, you're either talking to your lawyer or you've got somebody on staff that knows a little bit about this. So that's how most businesses run today. The exact opposite of this model is staffing. With staffing, you lose direction and control, and they take care of all the liability, they take care of everything. Most business owners don't like this because now the staffing company controls the talent. And they can literally say, hey, Jimmy, you're going to go work over here this week instead of with the company we had you with. And they can move things around to the highest bidder, which allows a business owner to not have direction and control on their business. So a lot of people don't like that. Fortunately, there's two other options, all right? The first one is a co-employment model or a professional employers organization. This allows the business owner to maintain direction and control while shifting liability above the line to a vendor. Therefore, if there's a problem with EPLI or workers' comp claims, it goes to the vendor, not to the business owner, and they're responsible for it. You're not held accountable and you're not dinged for it. Same thing with any problems with payroll or payroll taxes or compliance. You can shift all that liability to the vendor and they take full responsibility and your FEIN number stays pristine. So under this model, it serves as a human shield basically in front of you to keep you compliant. Now the overlap here is human resources. We have an entire, PEOs have an entire human resource department. They take a lot of the liability and responsibility for it. However, we need a little help from time to time with somebody at the company to help us because we're not there. The other model is the exact same. It allows for the direction and control. However, you'll notice the benefits shifted below the line. And those are for people who really have a good package or they want to retain it, or my cousin's brother's uncle is my broker and I don't want to cause a family feud, so we're going to keep our benefits. It still allows for the shift in liability and it still allows a business owner to have direction and control. So Fred, why did you tell me all this? What's the benefit for a small business owner such as myself? Well, we know that when you get the people part of your business right, you can get that employee engagement high. And that employee engagement being high is that extra effort you can't buy. It's that culture that takes somebody from good to great. You've all heard probably of Tesla, people sleeping under their desks to give more to the company because they wanted to succeed. I've regularly seen a software engineer run down at 2 in the morning because he had an idea and he wanted to work on it. Those kind of extra efforts you can't buy. But when the people part of your business is taken care of by somebody who knows how to do it, your employee engagement goes up. Aside from the liability, you can also be more profitable because you as business owners and your staff can now focus on the things that you wanna, coulda, shoulda do that you didn't have time for because you were hung up in the day-to-day operations of all the details of this. especially if you're in multiple states, multiple counties with different rules, regulations. Another thing that will help you is you now have a framework to expand. Most of these organizations can work in all 50 states. They know every rule for every single county, municipality, and state. So not only will they keep you free from liability and mistakes, but they allow for seamless transition as you grow and expand. In most businesses, I think, most businesses run anywhere between 200 and $1 million in payroll every year for small businesses. And typically on a profit and loss line, that's your biggest expense. So if you had $1 million piece of equipment, you'd probably take really good care of it. And you should do the same with your people. And that's where people like us come in and we can help you. Fortunately, we play in all three of these boxes. So whether you want traditional employment or a version of the co-employment model or the one in the middle, we have answers and solutions to help you. I just want to be really clear that our job is to help you any way we can, provide any resources we can, whether you become a client or not. That's our claim to fame. Honestly, for a small company of 4, 6, or 8 people, it's very hard to get good business, good benefits, and good workers' comp. And that's where we come in. We currently take care of 100,000 businesses. So you're joining like the Costco of our trade. So you hitch your wagon to our 100,000 person business buying power, and all of a sudden you get those Fortune 50 benefits. You get those amazing workers' comp rates. You get the really inexpensive policies. You get all of that that you could never get yourself. Okay, and to give you an idea of what that means is we are United Healthcare's 3rd largest client. So it's Walmart, Coca-Cola, and us. And we pass that buying power on to our clients, and we represent, and we're an advocate for small business, allowing them to get the talent they need and stop losing them to the big hospitals, the big companies, and we allow you to have the talent you need to grow. And then we take care of them when they come on board. So Molly, that's an overview of different ways to run your business in terms of liability, how you can shift and diminish your liability, or how you can be a little more efficient as you face your liability. And at this point, I'm open to have any kind of discussions. This is kind of where we're at the end of the slide. We'd be happy to talk with anybody who needs it. Here's some contact information. And that's really what we have today. And we left the lesson time just to talk to you folks and see how we can help you.
So remind me again, you guys have also contacted, and many of the people here may be familiar with Gene Guarino and his care homes out here in Arizona, and you have done a full write-up or whatever you would say for their companies and figuring out how to get them the best program, correct?
Absolutely. We are here today because we are fully vetted. We have actually gone through Gene's company and done a dry run. He has seen our entire financial presentation. He has seen everything, and the RAL National Association thought our offering was strong enough to be able to help the members, and that's really what we're here for.
Perfect. And when someone is just starting out, so I know many of our members that are here, they're in the beginning stages. Either they're owning this business now and it's a new business, or they're getting ready to get into a very new business. And so what's something that you could suggest to them that would be the best advice for a new business trying to find HR help or any other kind of help that you guys provide?
Well, that's a great question, Molly. So, you know, that one novel is The Best of Times and Worst of Times. That's what it's like starting a business. There's so many hoops to jump through. Most people start a business because they have a concept, but they're unaware of all the backroom details and the government restrictions and the red tape and all the rules and regulations. They just want to do their concept. So the best time to get involved is at inception, because you'll be green and compliant and everything done from day one. You know, as far as compliance, you'll have teams of advisors to help you. We still believe the H in HR is humans. And so we have real people for you to talk to all the time. You have dedicated service folks. They'll talk with you and answer all your questions. And they can do everything from creating your handbooks for you and interviewing you to make sure it's right, to registering with all the proper trainings. You have to have all the certain like sexual harassment trainings and ergonomic trainings and all the little classes that are required to get you going. And those are the things we do from either whether it's day one or whenever you need help. And we go about making that happen.
And you know, everyone that's here, what I enjoy most about this is I owned my own businesses at one point in time, and I know what it's like to go out and find workers' comp, right? Because they're going to say, hey, you don't have a track record, right? You don't have any previous experience in the business you own right now. So we either can't provide you with workers' comp, other companies I'm talking about, or you have to go through specific avenues that are probably more expensive. So coming on with Insperity and using the multitude of things that they have available helps you get that backing that basically says, with Insperity, we have the experience, so we provide that for you with our experience. And I can't tell you how beneficial this would have been for my own business when I first started my businesses, because it was something that I found difficult to navigate. Not only that, but finding healthcare as a small business. So many of you, all of you, are going to be small businesses owning care homes, or you are a small business owning a care home. And healthcare just hasn't even been an option, right? It's not something that you think about doing. It's not something that you could think about being feasible for you, especially in today's healthcare market. So not only do they offer HR services and workers' comp, but the healthcare aspect of it is just astronomical for you guys and just going to be so beneficial. So I didn't seem I've had any other questions come in, you guys, but if you have anything else to add before we shorten things up, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, I'd like to piggyback on that, and thank you, Molly. I do need to disclose a couple of good facts that'll garner some interest. As far as the healthcare goes, yes, you get the big group rate. It is phenomenal. It's a national plan, so no matter where you are, it's all the same. So we beat most of the local plans because we have more in-network doctors, a lower cost, a lower doctor visits. It's really beneficial all the way down to dental and vision. But the best thing about us, and if it were me, is the way we control costs. Like I had controlling costs on that slide, but we practice what we preach. So it's not uncommon for a small business, as some of you maybe have experienced this, to see year-over-year increases in your health insurance of 10, 12, 14, 15%. Our published 10-year average rate of increase over the last 10 years is 3.68%. That means we control costs really, really well. And what that means is over the years, those deltas of small renewal increases versus large represent a large savings over the course of 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And that's why people stay with us. Okay, Molly, that's the only comment that I wanted to say. And again, you know, if you ever want to see what this looks like, Fred Simons is my best. We work side by side together, and we'd love to just talk with you and see if there's a way we can help.
Perfect. And everyone, anybody that logged in late, just so you know, I'll be sending out a recording of this tomorrow morning, as well as any information, direct contact information for the guys in that email. So if you have questions about pricing, you just want to get a quote, whatever you want to do, Fred Simons' information is right here, as well as his mobile phone number. So we are going to wrap things up here. Thank you so much, Fred, for being here with me, and I can't wait for the next one.
Our pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you, guys.
Have a great one.